Jacob of StockYards here with the CEO of EnerDynamic Hybrid Technologies, John Gamble. EnerDynamic is a leader in renewable solar technologies based in Niagara Falls, Ontario, that trades on the TSX Venture Exchange under the ticker EHT. John, EnerDynamic was created from the desire to really help solve the global energy crisis and to deliver clean and renewable energy solutions. I think we all know this is the direction. I think everyone by now knows this is the direction the world is going in. But the question for many people is how soon? How soon will it be that I walk into a mall, and I see wind turbines powering it nearby? How soon until I come home and I see solar panels on my neighbor's roof, as an example? So, let me kind of put the question to you as someone who is an expert in this space. How soon do you think consumers can expect to see solar and wind technologies move from, things where you might only see them at particular sites in every city, as is the case right now, to something that is going to be ubiquitous in urban planning in the future?
Well, that's a great question. I think what I've seen in the industry, and I've been in this industry now since 2006, and and before that I was in the investment banking business, and got into renewable energy. Started looking and researching into it, and found it fascinating, and knew that it was the future of technology and the future where we had to go, to keep to keep our world around us here. But really, the answer is, when you really look at on the global stage, and I've traveled the world from one end to the other. The thing in North America is we've been really behind the gatepost, or Europe has been really the leader in renewable energy. If you go to Europe today, they started these, their blue box programs, 15, 20 years ago. If you go to Germany today, Germany has over 50% of its power generated on a daily basis by renewables. That's wind, that's solar, that's biodiesel.
50%, yeah, that's huge.
Over 50%. On weekends, over 70% of the power, 75% of the power is from renewables. I mean, we haven't even, got even close to that in North America.
No, it's a stat that floors me when I hear that.
Yeah, and that's where where I got my training, or I got my learning of renewables was in Germany. From 2006 to 2010. When Germany was really building out this huge renewable energy platform, and it came from basically the need that Germany was always buying its gas from Russia,
Right.
and Russia one winter started to turn off the tap and not provide the gas, and the German government said, you know what, we got to, we don't have oil, we don't have this, we don't have any fossil fuels, so we got to figure out a different way. So that's where the renewable energy boom came, and that spearheaded all the technology and the advances that we have today here in North America. But the one thing I am happy with is the new administration in the U.S. has really bought into the clean technology, and I have to say the government here in Canada has now really started to push greenhouse gas emissions, and with carbon credits happening at decent prices, and these monetizations will help to move people forward. But the big thing is people have to change the way they think, and that's where in Europe it took a little while to change the mindset. Once the mindset got changed, then things started to evolve. And what I really mean by that is, our technology is really forefront of a new wave of technology, but it always takes time for people to adopt. It's the same way, when people look at it, building a house, using wood stick, to go to aluminum or to steel. It took a long time to change that mentality of builders and contractors. They just, this is the norm. I want to stick with the norm.
Right. It's what I know.
Right. And when we go to, and we show people, our technology, and people say, well, how do I nail roofing material to your stuff? There's no joists. So, well, yeah, there's no joist. You don't have to worry about, every 16 inches, because there is no every 16 inches.
Right. They're worried about a problem that they're used to having, but that doesn't exist for you guys.
People in the same thing, they're trying to hang pictures on the wall. Well, where's the joist? There is no joist. It's the same type of thing. So you have to change the mindset. And that's whereby, we've come up with the solar technology. How that evolved is I built over 200 megs of traditional solar, know it inside out and backwards. The biggest problem always was that the roof structures that you put solar on had to be able to take the weight, because a traditional solar panel weighs 44 pounds. Well, you multiply that by, 1,000 panels on a roof. That's a lot of weight, a lot of dead weight. And then you add snow loads and all that stuff in northern climates. And you run into huge costs to re-engineer the roofs. And in the South, like if you look at Texas and Houston and Miami and places down there isn't a lot of solar panels where you would think there'd be a lot of solar panels.
Yeah, right.
The roof structures aren't built to take any weight at all. I mean, they're not even built for snow loads, right? So again, Walmart in the U.S. as an example, they have a mandated policy to have solar on every roof of every Walmart. Well, if you check the Walmarts in Florida and in Texas, there isn't any solar on the roof, because why? The roofs can't take the solar. So that's when that was my thinking in developing a different type of technology. We had to come up with a way to produce the same amount of power, because there is technologies out there where you can take solar and you can actually roll it out. And you can actually roll it in a ball but the problem with that type of solar is, to make it, you basically spray it on a material, okay? And it's called anamorphous silicone. You spray that, but it doesn't have the same properties so that it produces the same amount of power. If you look at a say a 2x4 piece of material, with an anamorphous spray, as an example, is 100 watts of power. If you look at a 2x4 piece of material that we create, has 300 watts of power. So the same footprint gives you 3 times as much power. That is the difference between us and traditional, or solar that is like what we do. And by doing that allows us to now actually have, some, the amount of watts per square foot we can give is the same as every other solar panel made by any other solar provider. So that's what keeps us in the forefront of technology. And by doing that, as we go forward with our technology, we will get those, not only the early adopters, but people understanding what we've created is something that, is totally, what is needed for today, but still has that same feel that they're, used to with the regular solar panel. Oh, wait a minute, this is the same, but it's only 60% lighter, which is fantastic. Now I can, take it and put it on my shed at the cottage. That's a lean-to, and it won't fall down, because I'm not putting 44 pounds up there. I'm only putting 15 pounds. That's the difference, and that's where we can shine and take over. Now, the other thing is, the other product that I really think has a huge market potential for everybody is we make a product called the Power Wagon, and that what it is basically a trailer, but the trailer all the way around the trailer, the sides, the roof, all have our lightweight solar. So you're going down the road, you're actually creating power in the sunlight, and that can be charged up and be used for contractors, be used for a whole host of different people or different types of industry. So, I mean, we've been able to, what we have is something that can really is multifaceted, as I say, and it can really, change the way you think about how to create power and how to create power using the sun, which is, natural power, and get off these fossil fuels, which are, ultimately right now, killing the environment. And as you see with all these, every day there's another flood, there's another heat dome. It's all these, we've poisoned the planet. We have to now, take the planet back. As we saw, funnily enough with COVID, when everything shut down, all the, pollution went away.
Right.
People, were saying, oh, well, guess what? There's flowers growing where there wasn't flowers before. Water that was no good, now become, or was all cloudy or murky, and now it became clear.
Yeah, canals of Venice. Yep.
Yeah, the canals as an example. So this is what we want to do, which is the vision of Jerry from Windular and myself is having those solutions to companies that they can go off grid. They can reduce their fossil fuels. Maybe not 100%, but even if everybody offset their fossil fuels by 50%, which is what they've done in Europe already. We have to do the same thing here, and especially large polluters, of course, like in China and India as well. I mean, these places. It's not only, and I'm not saying it's the government's fault. It's just there's so many people. We have to provide that solution to the masses out there to be able to create their own power off grid.
All right, we have to leave it there. John Gamble, CEO of EnerDynamic Hybrid Technologies. Thank you for your time.
You're very welcome. Thank you.